So today's video is another video in our series where we're learning how to do the individual different crochet stitches. This is Crochet with Jerri and I'm Jerri. Hi, nice to meet you all. In this video we're going to be learning how to do the US call it a double crochet and the UK call it a treble crochet. As I've explained in all my other videos that I've done, this stitch that I'm about to teach you is exactly the same. It might have two different names, but it's exactly the same in US and UK crochet. It's just got a different abbreviation and a different name. Don't ask me why. Just, I guess people like to complicate her, but I am teaching you both ways to describe the stitch in this video, just in case you come across a US pattern and you haven't seen the US terms before, and the other way around as well. This way you learn to crochet and you learn both terms for the same stitch, so you're not stuck in the future or confused when it comes to a pattern that you're using in terms that you're not used to. So the piece that I've got in front of me here is US double crochet or UK treble crochet. It looks a bit messy, doesn't it? We've got rather a jagged edge here, so it is a bit scrappy. I've done this one quite quick, but I just wanted to be able to show you the formation of the stitch. As I've said in the past couple of videos, like this one that I've done, I have used a thick yarn, I have used a wide hook, so there are huge gaps in between the stitches, and that is purely because of the wide yarn and the wide hook. If you were to do this stitch with a smaller hook and smaller yarn, they would be much closer together. You wouldn't have the gaps, and I have got a project here which I have done in this stitch, and as you can see here, yes, there are slight holes there, but they are nowhere near as big. So this stitch, and I don't know if you've noticed with the past couple of videos, but for every video we're getting a taller and taller stitch. We started off with the single / double crochet, which is the shorter stitch, and then we went one step bigger with the half double, half treble crochet. And in this video we're going one step bigger again, and this is the US double crochet or the UK treble crochet. This is the front of my piece, and this is what your work would look like if you just worked up a lot of double crochets together. The back does look very different, just showing you the back so you're able to distinguish between the two. But I guess we should move on to showing you how to do the stitch. So I'm going to put my hook through the loop that I've already got there. And with this piece, it is different to the stitch that I showed you in the last video. We have, again, just like with the single crochet that we did in the first video, there is just the two V's, which makes life a lot easier for us and easier for me to explain, I guess. So with the US double crochet and the UK treble crochet, you want to start by yarning over. So we're grabbing our working yarn and we're moving it around the back of the hook and then towards the front, and that is the first step. We then want to insert our hook into our next stitch. The hole that we want to go into is this one here, just above, or just above and to the right, I guess, of my left thumbnail there. So you want to look for a stitch that looks something like that in amongst the work you've got there. And when we go in through this hole just here, you will then notice that you're picking up your V of your two stitches on top your hook. which is always our aim, of course. So we're going into this hole here, and when we do that, we have got 4 loops on our hook. We then want to yarn over again. So we've got 4 loops, and we want to bring that yarn over, and we then want to catch that one in our hook and pull it through to the other side, and we end up with 3 loops on our hook. And this is where the stitch changes from the US half double crochet or the UK half treble crochet. So we want to yarn over, but instead of pulling this one through all 3 loops, we're just going to pull it through 2. So we pull through 2 loops, and we're left with 2 loops on our hook. We then want to yarn over again and pull through those last 2 loops, and you have just formed a US double crochet or a UK treble crochet. We'll do that one again. So yarn over, going in through the hole here, and make sure you've got the V on top your hook and you've got 4 loops. And once you're through, you can yarn over and pull that wool through so you've got 3 loops on your hook. You then want to yarn over again and pull through 2 loops. We're then yarning over again and pulling through another 2 loops, and you've formed another stitch. So you can continue with that one along, going into our next space, pulling up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Yarn over into your next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over into your next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over into your next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So we've now got to the end of our row, and I will show you what you need to do should you need to learn how to turn your work and work into the back of your project as well. With a US double crochet or a UK treble crochet, like I said before, the stitch is quite tall. So we need to do some chains at the beginning that are the same height as the stitch that we have just done. So we would need to chain 3. So there's 1, 2, and 3. We can then turn our work over. And you will notice that those chains are the same height as the stitches from the last row that we've just done. So we can now carry on with doing our double crochet or treble crochet stitch that I've just shown you. So you can yarn over. The first stitch that we want to go into is this hole here that I'm sticking my finger through. We've got our chains here. We're not going to touch those. We're going to go in through that hole, and the easiest way to look and remember which hole you're going in through, because we wouldn't be going in through this gap, you would go in through this one to make sure you've got the V on your hook. So I'm going in through here, pulling up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Yarn over into your next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, and then pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. I will just go all of the way to the end so we've got a completed row. and one more stitch. So there is the back of your piece, and here is the front with another row complete, and that is the US double crochet or the UK treble crochet stitch. I hope you've enjoyed learning this stitch. I actually love doing this stitch because it's quite tall. It works up quite quickly, which means that it takes less time to complete your project. And it's the one that I find the easiest to do quickly, I guess. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a thumbs up. And if you want to leave a comment below, I will reply to every comment. It'd be lovely to know who's watching these videos, where you're from, what you're up to, if you've crocheted anything before. Just tell me everything. Tell me your life story if you need to. I want to hear everything. If you could hit subscribe, you will then get notifications for your next video that I post, and it just means that you'll be one of the first to see the new videos, I guess, rather than just having to scroll through YouTube and see if I've uploaded any. So I guess I shall see you in the next video for the individual stitches that I'm teaching. So until then, have a great rest of your day.